But when God had a son and daughter, was Lucifer happy? No. So he looked at them from a self-centered point of view. When he saw Adam and Eve appear, he saw rivals. He saw a threat to his own position. He didn't feel the happiness that God felt. He just felt, jealous and felt very critical towards them. So he looked at them from his own point of view. And so that's often what people do. Often we look at things from our own point of view. So when a parent sees a child, then parents love that child. Sometimes, we see a child, oh, it's a nasty piece of work. We're looking at it from our own point of view. So how to see somebody from God's point of view. So when I used to go fundraising, this many years ago, I used to go around all the factories and workshops, and it's a bit different than it is today. Because in all the factories where there were men working, what kind of pictures do you think they had up on all the walls?
Flowers.
Not quite. all the walls were covered with pictures of naked women. Yeah? And it was a very masculine environment, all the workshops. It's not like that now, with all legislation's changed. Anyway, so there's one particular place, and somebody brought along the latest, poster of a naked woman, and then suddenly one of the men said, "Oh, mustn't put that one up. Don't look at her like that." Do you know why?
His daughter.
It's his daughter. So when he saw this naked girl, he saw his daughter, and he was really upset with all the other men looking at her as a naked woman, because he saw her as a father, whereas all the other naked women, he just saw them as naked women. You see? Just a different point of view, different perspective. Same person. So Lucifer then looked at Eve from his own point of view, Adam and Eve from his own point of view, a self-centered point of view. Okay, so the second fallen nature, first of all, he couldn't respect Adam and Eve, and then he left his position. So Lucifer had a job. His job was to be the servant of God. That was his job. But also his job was to look after Adam and Eve. And but he decided that he was too good for that. Supposing, for example, you apply for a job and you've got a PhD, and they say, right, your job is to go and deliver the tea. How might you feel?
It's a waste of time.
You might feel, I'm too good to do this. Yeah? And you might think, I'm too good to do this. I'm too good to be, changing this person's nappy. I'm too good to be doing this or that, the other. And you can just abandon one's responsibility. I don't like this job. I'm not going to do it. Yeah? So you abandon your responsibility, you abandon your position. But if you're a parent, and you may have a PhD in all sorts of things, but when you've got a baby, you still have to change their nappies. Yeah? It's just the way it is. So anyway, so Lucifer then, he decided he didn't like his job, and he left his proper position, he abandoned his job, he abandoned his responsibility. So that's why this is the most important thing. Our relationship comes from God, a relationship with God, the sons and daughters of God. And so, we can still be a football fan and a fan of God. But, sometimes people have a choice. Oh, what should I do? Should I go to church or should I go to the football match? And so you can see, for Muslims, how often do Muslims pray every day? 5 times a day. So what happens when, they're watching, I don't know what they're watching on television. Sesame Street, I don't know. Suppose you're sitting watching television and suddenly it's time to pray. Then what do? You pray. So you have to make a choice. What's more important to me, watching this or prayer? And so through this way of life then they discipline themselves. So 5 times a day they stop whatever they're doing, whatever it is that they're doing, because God is first. And so they pray, go to the rakah. It doesn't take very long. And refreshes their mind, their attitude towards God. They reminds themselves of what's the most important thing in life, and then they go back to what it was that they were doing with a refreshed heart and attitude. So again, many times having to choose, and so that's why Muslims aren't idol worshippers, because every day, 5 times a day, they should pray. 5 times a day they face this sort of challenge. What am I going to do? Give in to this temptation or overcome this